And I say, for God's sake, let's stop this conflict. Because it's killing human beings. The Russians, the Americans, the Democrats, the Total, you follow the, you know, the Arab and the Jew, the Muslim and the Hindu, right?
Yes.
The Sikh and the Hindu. I said, this, we are destroying each other. Right? And I say to myself, is there an action, seeing all this, which is not limited? That's all. Which transcends this, goes beyond this. Otherwise, we can't solve this. You stick to your. I better stick to my. I stick to my Indian, and he sticks to his Arab, and we fight, right? So can we communicate, dropping your Arab and my dropping a Hindu, and look, let's as human beings, let's solve this problem, not to kill each other, right?
Fine.
So is there an action which is not divisive, which is not limited, right? We agree to that.
Yes.
Now, how are we going to find that out? That's all my point.
But wait a second. There is two. It seems to me that there is. You're asking two questions at the same time. If the hope is to find a way in which this strife can be stopped, which I fully,
That's one question.
I fully agree, it's something absolutely essential and necessary. It seems to me that there are two possibilities of answering. One is the one you propose is, can we have an action which is not born out of limitation?
Yes, that's
Right. But the other possibility is to say, is there not a possibility of learning action born out of knowledge, therefore limited, but which is not centered in defending the point of view
Of course,
or the
of course,
means?
of course.
Okay.
Why
But
you-
both are equally valid to me.
Of course,
Equally
they're
valid
both-
courses of action.
Both are valid, and both are contained in this one question.
Both are contained in the same question.
I want to add another question. Now, wait a second. They both are contained in this one question, but there's another question. Now, all scientists sitting here, in a sense, and one of the things that has come out of science, or investigation of the brain in a scientific way, has been the fact that we never perceive anything except with reference to what we already know.
I question that.
I know you
that.
question it,
I
but now it
question-
seems to me that there is some sort of edge of discussion there, because if that's true, then the only way we can discover an action that, the only road that we can take is through that kind of situation.
I understand.
If that's not true, then then it may be possible to have an unlimited action. Now, how can we discuss? You question it? And there is all this other statement to the effect that it questions you.
Yes, sir.
So now we've got an
What
edge.
are you trying to say?
Well, I'm saying that there's some question among scientists as to whether it's possible to have an action that is not born out of knowledge.
You're saying that perception,
Perception is always
That's
governed by
all.
knowledge.
an
Fine,
action
that's-
goes from perception.
Absolutely fair. I mean, there is two separate questions, therefore. One is, can we actually discover actions which is unlimited? And two, is that action something that can be possibly related to what science is or has
All
to say?
human life, all to human existence, which is
That's
part
right,
of
yeah.
science.
No, of course.
Yes, but
but
we
since
have
we
to-
are here among
We're
scientists-
here really, you see, what I'm interested in is the fact that we really only know limited action.
That's all.
That's all we know. That's the only fact.
Agree. Don't go on. And somebody, he comes along and says perhaps there is an action which is not limited.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, unless I'm totally blind and deaf and dumb and stupid, I listen to him.
Yeah. But, I just wanted to go back, not to the brain, because it was not allowed. Yesterday I told about the children, small children. There is a stage in children where the action is not that limited. It begins, of course, the limitation then, but in the beginning they have some quality of action which is not that limited. They are open for the whole of the environment, the family, to other children. They don't distinguish with other nationalities,
Yes, sir.
whether
Children
white,
don't.
black,
Babies
or
don't.
so.
Children don't.
Yes, but could we then...
Later on,
Yes,
they're trained.
they are trained, quite.
They're
But now,
educated to hate the black and purple
Yes.
and blue.
may I still say one thing? When we grow older, we have still this brain of the little child in our brain, in our mature brain. We have it, we know it. Then, as I see it, we have in our brain beg your pardon, I'm talking about brain. We have this part
Maybe
which
I
can
don't-
act, yes,
Maybe
we know it, which can act
maybe
not
I don't-
quite unlimited, but not that limited.
Yeah.
So I think we have to, as a scientist, I'm saying that we have to find again, as being adult, we have to find this childlike view.
Yes, well,
You understand
Yes, I
values,
understand
values
very well.
which
I
the little
understand.
child.
Yes, sir.
So I think that
You
would be
are
a point.
also saying the same thing in a different way,
Yeah.
that there is in all of us
Yes.
a divine spark.
Yes. Exactly.
Comes to the same thing.
That's the same thing. Yes. Yeah.
Please, I'm not laughing at it. I'm saying
No, I think it's your
millions of-
I'm laughing because I thought the analogy was
millions
wonderful.
of people feel that there is in them something far superior than this ordinary brain,
Yes.
far superior to environment, economy, etc., etc., etc.
Krishnaji, listen, if you take a small child, you take a child there's an experiment that was done with a child 3 months old.
I know.
Yeah.
And these children were hooked up to where they were sucking a breast. If they sucked that breast, there was a picture on the wall that was out of focus. No, listen. If they put it, if the picture, there was a moving picture on the
I
wall.
understand, sir.
If they sucked this breast a certain way, these were 3-month-old children, the picture came into focus. In other words, and the child responded at 3 months old positively to the fact that he
I
was able to
understand that.
focus
I understand
that.
that.
So what I'm
See,
saying is there's something built into the organism which responds to
I
focus.
understand all that.
but may I say something? I think Kay raised the question whether there's an action born out
Yeah.
of limitation. I think we should really try to
Not
dig-
not born out
Yes,
of
yes,
limitation.
not born out of. We should.
Well, is
How are we
there?
going to,
can-
well, how are we going to find out? that?
I think
that would
David added the question, is there a perception? Could there be any perception that it doesn't require knowledge?
Yes,
And
sir.
that seems to be the
Yes,
same.
sir, I'm saying that.
Okay, fine.
Okay, let's start from
Let's stick to that one.
But in a little child there is this kind of perception.
Well,
Yes.
I disagree
So
with you,
that-
Martin.
Eh,
Actually.
no, but
Because your little children is still perceiving. It's still limited.
I am a little child.
Yeah, but the
Now,
little
here.
child is different, but it's not because it's different, it's
Yes.
less limited.
Yes, but
It's
it-
limited. It's just
Sorry,
as limited.
Can
You-
we go back perhaps to the
Yes.
to the original question?
Yes.
I mean,
Unlimited.
we said there might be. Let's perhaps try and say what is perception? What do we normally
No,
mean?
what
No,
No,
let's
it's an
let's
unlimited
continue.
perception.
Let's continue with the
Unlimited perception.
investigation of how can we know, or come to know,
Is
this
it possible?
unlimited action, unlimited perception.
Is it possible? I mean, that's the whole question. Science says no.
All right.
There's no such thing as unlimited.
All right.
No,
finish.
science says yes.
No,
in the
let me
children.
tell you. No, this is the edge's discussion.
Sir, just a minute, sir. There are millions of people in the world who say there is God. You come around and say that's just an invention of thought. Then I say, all right, go to hell. I go on worshipping. And that's that.
That's right.
We're not in that position, I hope.
No. So let's investigate.
So we are
That's
exploring.
what I'm saying, yeah.
We come to a point where we have said action born of limited knowledge is divisive. And therefore, conflict arises where there is division. That's all we've stated.
Yes.
Then the next question arose, is there an action which is not limited?
Yes.